Why it's important for us as developers to know about fiscal registrations, I guess you know, because we will be developing them. The good thing from Microsoft is Microsoft provided a very nice and extendable fiscal integration framework. Fiscal integration framework is a part of point of sale hardware station and commerce runtime that allows us to develop fiscal integrations easier. So instead of having a huge development, we will be able to develop smaller things and rely on the fiscal framework to do everything else. In general, when we talk about fiscal types of devices or services, we can split these fiscal services to three types. First, these are physical device registration. So you really have some physical device in the store, like a printer or special USB that you integrate your point of sale with. And for example, you will be sending transaction to the device. This is what happens in Poland or Italy. Next option is you can have external service. So instead of having physical device in the store, your point of sale will have to register transaction in the external service. This kind of integration, for example, is needed for Spain. In some regions of Spain, you will have to call the cloud service to integrate and to send fiscal transactions. The third type of service is so-called internal service. The easiest sample maybe to have is Sweden or Norway. In Sweden or Norway, you have the fiscal integration or fiscalization required, but you are not really integrating with any service. Just together with your sales transaction, you should generate a unique ID for it. So internal service is responsible to generate a unique ID by using a specific certificate information. Basically, this means that we don't integrate with any device, we don't work with the cloud, but inside CRT, we will develop the logic to sign every transaction with unique ID. If you know Saudi Arabia projects, then you know also that there are two steps. First one, you need to generate the XML file and sign it with certificate signature. Second one, you need to send it to the tax authorities. So from this perspective, you can say that you have internal service to generate the QR, to generate XML and signature, and then you have external service, right, to send this information to the tax authorities. Why we need to know these types of services? Because the integration with them, it varies a little bit. What if on some project you need to develop the fiscal integration? First, in Microsoft documentation, you have a lot of ready-to-use integrations. So if you go to the documentation to Globalization Studio, you will see all the full list of countries for which Microsoft provides you the integration already. They can provide the integration in different formats, but this is your starting point. For example, if we want to get the integration like for Saudi Arabia, right, we can open and we can read what to do. All these integrations, they are developed based on the same fiscal integration framework. Why it's important to understand how this framework is working? Because if you need some unsupported country, then you will be able, let's say that I need to develop a fiscal integration for Lithuania. I will be able to select, for example, that, okay, Italian fiscal integration is already ready. I am able to copy paste it and I am able just to replace some parts with my new integration.